Alright, this is my second response to Rambo Rast 5 Guilty Pleasures in your movie collection. Uh, I okay, first I did 5 separate DVDs or 4 DVDs and 1 VHS, and now I'm doing 5 movies on 1 DVD, called Driving Cult Classics. It's got 8 movies on it. It's got The Teacher, The Stepmother, Pickup, The Sister-in-Law, Trip with the Teacher, Malibu High, Best Friends, and Cindy and Donna. I'm gonna pick out of the 8. I'm gonna pick let me see. Out of the 8, I'm gonna pick in chronological order Cindy and Donna, um, The Stepmother, The Teacher, Trip with the Teacher, and Malibu High. Those are the ones I like out of all 8. The other 3 kind of suck to me. So, first off, we got Cindy and Donna, 1970. Alright, well, I'm calling these guilty pleasures because they're really cheesy, like bad 70s type, low budget, exploitation-y, drive-in, type movies. They're really corny, bad acting, bad production values and all that. But, it's kind of what we all love about those kind of movies, right? So yeah, Cindy and Donna came out 1970, starring Debbie Osborne and Nancy Eisen, 2 sisters growing up in a middle-class home with parents too preoccupied with booze and sex. Find that being grown up doesn't mean acting like their folks, as experiments with drugs and sex teach them. Now, I don't know if this was meant as a coming-of-age drama or maybe a sort of coming-of-age dramedy. Well, I can't really call it a comedy, but it's kind of hard to call it a drama. I would just call it a coming-of-age flick because it's about these 2 girls, 2 teenage girls. Let me see. They're both kind of like going through their sexual awakening. Well, I guess Cindy is the innocent one who's kind of having her first sexual awakening, getting, going through puberty or having, her sexual feelings towards boys and all that. And then Donna, I think, is her older stepsister. And she's kind of like, she's kind of more grown, I guess, or she kind of acts more grown. She, has a sex life and has boyfriends, smokes weed and stuff like that. And basically, I guess it's about Cindy going from, just some uptight, goody two-shoes to becoming a woman. But let me see, what else can I say about it? Her older stepsister Donna, she kind of gets her into these situations where, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. Alright, let me just go through the movie from what I can recall. There's this one scene where Cindy and Donna are kind of like, first they're walking on a beach and they come across these 2 guys who want to fuck them, and they kind of go somewhere and fuck, but Cindy's kind of like, she's not really into, she's not really into it. So Donna's fucking one guy and the other guy's kind of trying to, I guess, basically molesting Cindy, because she's kind of like pushing him away but sort of letting him molest her up, and and it's like she doesn't really make much of an effort to like push him off, but she's like, no, no. But then she kind of lets him. I don't know. I don't know if that was just bad acting or bad writing, or if they were just like trying to be titillating with. I don't know. It's. I don't really know how to take this, but yeah, Donna's the more reckless one, and I guess Cindy is kind of, she had like a boyfriend before he kind of went away or something. They're kind of pen pals, and she's kind of still hung up on him, so she doesn't. And you know, she's a goody two shoes. She's kind of, she sees Donna making out in the back seat of a car smoking weed with, you know, her boyfriend is in another scene, and she's just really I guess put off by the whole all the sex and drugs and rock and roll. I don't know why this is so hard to explain. You'd have to see it, but let me see. How does it end? Yeah, I guess Cindy kind of gradually grows up or something, kind of loosens up, and she kind of she ends up fucking Donna's boyfriend, and then Donna catches them, and then like gets really pissed off, leave my sister alone, and then she kind of, I guess she's freaked out or heartbroken or whatever, and runs out kind of crying and hysterical, and then gets hit by a car, and then the movie ends like that. So it's a tragic ending. Cindy's like, ah, and then freeze frame on her face, and then that's how it ends. Oh man, I guess the little synopsis I read, that's the best I can sum up the story, but the acting is really corny and I guess formal in a way. Like it was made in 1970, so I guess back then, you know, the way people acted in movies, you know, it's just more formal and corny. Dialogue was more corny back then, at least in the movies I've seen of that era. And what I like most about it, even though the plot or the story is a little incoherent, that's why I'm having such a hard time explaining it, the music. I love the music. It's got like 60s garage band type, you know, rock. And, you know, some scenes go on for really long playing just 60s rock and roll, and obscure 60s rock and roll that I hadn't heard before. I mean, I don't know if it's popular, like I'm not that familiar with, you know, 60s and 70s music, but the soundtrack was the best thing about this movie. And I guess it's really good to watch high. I mean, regardless of the incoherent story, you know, it's good to watch high. It's got great music. I guess the look of the film, just, you know, it's just so 70s, and if you're into that era, like, I don't know, you can just appreciate it on that simple 70s atmosphere level. So I guess that's why I liked it. You know, it's good to watch high.